Good day, Tamers. Just kind of a PSA, I don't really like doing market watches too often. I do find that the few people who get to watch this not necessarily have a leg up, but then they could see me as a bad actor, and I don't really want to push prices where they shouldn't be going. But I do want to inform you about prices that are moving. That way you can either try and get things where they're still relatively affordable and not paying out the nose because you didn't know. So, as you may have seen, BT13 is a Royal Knight set, and first of all, Digimon. Digimontcg, to be precise, has a fantastic ability in the special Digivolution box that says Digital 5 by level 6 with Royal Knights in its traits. So if you have a Royal Knight that doesn't really have a good level 7 to go into, so essentially Lord Knightmon might have the issue. Yeah, you can go into the work, but you know, maybe you don't want to. The yellow deck's kind of stuck with either Chaos or Merciful. And again, maybe they don't really suit your playstyle. Isn't really that great. Digimon is here to give you what you want, kind of. It's a pretty good card. It's kind of seeing this like low area now, currently around about the 16 to 17 pounds. It had gone a bit low. It was going down sort of 15 to 14, but obviously with the news obviously coming out now that we're going to get all this support and you could kind of do with some stuff like this. This is where we're at. Now, the alternate art is selling for a little bit more, but it has kind of stuck around this price point for a good month or so. But they are getting brought out at the cheaper end and are starting to shoot up towards the 30. Fun fact, when this card first came out, its original sale point was like £48. And there's not many left until they actually start hitting the £68 because someone has good sense of humour. Could be 69. Could be 69 euros, but there we go. Kudamon promo. As you may have seen, the new Kentaurismon is an absolute monster. And in all fairness, I grabbed some of these about 3 or 4 days ago before we got the information of what the deck was going to be because I thought, sod it. We know Kentaurismon was going to be in the set. I'm going to get myself a good Kudamon. And then from there on, we'll see what happens. I don't worry about a couple of quid here or there. Yeah, I got 2 for £2, free postage. It was fantastic. And then we saw what the new card does, and it's ridiculous. If you look at eBay right now, a lot of the cheaper ones have been sold, and hundreds have gone off the market. Whereas if you're looking currently at Card Market for European viewers out here, you've been seeing that over the last few days they have been trickling out. I think people obviously who were buying it over here have obviously just thought to themselves, look, we know BT13 is going to be a Royal Knight set. I'm going to grab a couple while they're cheap. Why not? And there you go. As you can see, all the super cheap ones have been going off market. Fun fact, though, unless you've been buying them in the area that you're from, so for instance, if you're Spanish, you've been buying Spanish cards. If you're English, you buy UK cards. Postage price has been fairly expensive, which is why eBay is sold out of them, because it was cheaper to buy the ones from eBay than pay the postage prices on some of these cards. Fun times. So, Kudamon is where it's at right now if you are looking to play that deck. Just adding a Kentaurismon to the bottom of your deck from the trash and then triggering Recovery +1 in a deck that's pretty much just cycling its top security to keep you alive isn't a bad move. Then we're going to go look at Alphamon Orokin mode. This was heading down towards the, like you can see here, like £9 mark. I had actually seen a couple of these going for around about the £9-10 mark. Obviously, this is the Japanese one. Can't be played in the English meta. But as you can see, they are starting to have a little bit of a resurgence. The new Alphamon card is pretty decent. It has an effect that essentially, if you want to play it with Yggdrasil, ignores the Yggdrasil, like suck it back in effect. And we also got ourselves one new Dorogreymon that we play as 4 currently, which gives access to the X-Antibody line to come back and have that huge big stack ability yet again. Personally, that's something really good for this deck, because crippling it to the point where it couldn't really have a good level 5 was obviously really awkward, but they give it back Dorogreymon rather than giving it a better Raidmon. Whatever. I'm happy. I think everyone's happy. I think people are looking forward to playing this again. Maybe not as ridiculously strong as it was before. Still very powerful. It's still very strong. Alternate art is currently sitting around the £13 to the £20 mark. Again, if you want to go for the alternate art, up to you. I personally prefer the regular art. But all in all, I do think that Orokin mode is a fantastic card. And has a lot of unique interactions with the deck itself. Pokemon, if we're going to go for more Royal Knight stuff, and this is going to be a last bit kind of... yes, this is the highest rarity currently. There is one from the Digifest if you want to get that version. There is the promo version, and then there is the base version. The base version is literally pennies. If you want to get the nice alternate art that comes with a cool CL currently doing cool things in the background with her sword, I think. Those guns are bad. They are a EP3 currently only card. They're not massively expensive, but you are going to want to run 4 of these normally in most decks. I've seen some people run 2, or some people run 4. It's your searcher. It's letting you look 5. It has Hook, Jez, or Sister in its name to your hand. Perfectly good searcher. Don't question me. Yeah, at one point these were selling for ridiculous amount. I think I saw someone sell these for £100. EP3 is the big thing that's going to get in the finals. There's going to be a lot more enter the market. I think, from a quick estimation, there's like 8,000 packs technically going to be hitting circulation, because when you enter, you get 6 packs of EP3. And if you get lucky and pull like 2 of these, or a couple of saviors, or a couple of the cards actually worth some money or worth trading, you have a good time. But yeah, currently price points, again, if you want to have like the bestest, jestest, then there you go. Bauer's also in the same sort of boat, although it's not going for as much money, and I can kind of see this coming down a little bit when we do get more influx of the EP3 packs. I also expect EP3 to be out in at least the first, if not also the second, Ultimate Cup of 2023, which I'm hoping is the year of Galakmon, and I'm hoping we get some alt arts cards that just need either upgrading, look at you, EX2, or just something different, like EX3. EX3 and alt arts might actually look really good. Savior. Savior's going to get itself a new upgraded alternate art, even though it just got this one. We are going to get the... There you go. It's going to get the nice golden stamp version. Don't look at this horrible blurry image. But you're going to have a nice gold stamp on this. If you prefer that as your max rarity, and you want to wait. I do think they're going to be a bit expensive. On the other hand, though, if you are looking for these, remember they are 1 of per deck. Grab this where you can. And again, with the EP3 packs going to be coming out a lot more often. It's soonish. I kind of expect the prices to go a little bit lower than this, maybe down to sort of the 10 to 15. But again, if you really want one, they're a good price right now. Draconic Roar. If you haven't been watching this set, because most people kind of forgot it was a thing, everything is down. All the way down. It's not looking great if you were like investing in this set and you want to sell loads of it. The Examons have come down. Last time I saw these were like £32. They've come down to 24. The Examons, last time I saw these, were like 25. They've come down to 22. Fighters have dropped £5 each. The Alt-Arts were like 19, and the Fighter modes were like 18. Again, they've both dropped. Hina, if you want to go for the Link Dragons with Ragnar at the top, it's a decent deck. Not meta though, it's a good deck though. Yeah, Alt-Arts all the way. You can generally like max rarity this deck for like 60 quid now, something like that, maybe like 70 quid max. They are very cheap. Everything is just dropping in price. If you're looking to play a lot of Shunjimon in the future, pick up some of these Alt-Arts while they're cheap. Hydra, again. If you want the Hydrossi card, just be respectful, yeah. Just when you can. As I said, Metallic and Volcano, super cheap in price. Fun fact: I pulled 2 of these out of like 2 boxes from like random packs from my locals. Dracomon, fantastic card. If you can see who it is, it's Hook and that guy. I totally forgot the name of. Yeah, so you got the Royal Knights cards. You got Jesmon, you got Exa, and you have Ragnar. Is Ragnar Royal Knight? I don't know anymore. Imperial mode here, Durbrick, Doctra, Slayer, and then just going down. It's all super cheap. The reason I am sort of bringing this up to your attention is more the Exo itself. As we know of, as of now, there is a promo coming out in Japan with BT13. I think the promo that I shown Jump promo. That essentially lets you warp Digivolve super quickly into Examon. I don't know if these are going to be picked up because I think a lot of people are having issues like how they like this deck. But it does solve issues of getting to your your level 7 super quickly. I could see it being in the meta because it's going to essentially make you Digivolve up into a level 5 and then jump into your level 7. I'm not saying pick these up. I'm not saying do what you want. I'm just do what you want. But if you're interested in this deck, maybe keep an eye on these cards while you can before they do shoot up in price. Away from the Royal Knight stuff now and going into something slightly different. X-Antibody, the option card. It's starting to disappear off the marketplace. If you are somebody who is getting into the game now and you need X-Antibodies for certain decks, I recommend picking up some where you can. They are going to price. Most decks only run 2, to be fair. So if you maybe know somebody who's got some spares and you can do a little bit of trading, especially with BT11 coming out, look at maybe trading into some of these, well, some rares you've got that they want after, so that we can get some stuff going. Cool Boy, on the other hand, is a expensive boy. He's very cool and he's very expensive. For a single one of these, now you are looking around the 5 mark, to the 6s, into the 7s, and just continually going up in price. He is a very good card. He's going to be a meta staple until they ban him, or if they limit him to 1, he's still going to be a lot of deck experience because he is just very good for what he is. Cost 2, do a search. If you can continue to play, Digivolve in the same level, gain a draw, gain a memory. Do that 2 turns in a row, baby, he's paid for himself, and you got 2 draws. Very good card. Never ever been underestimated how good he is. But I do either want to see him get an alt art, or he's probably going to get restricted. Red Memory Boost. I'm only showing the Red Memory Boost because all the Memory Boosts other than this one are quite cheap. I think under £1 for most of them. This one is the most expensive currently at the £2 market. Obviously, with the reprint set coming out in Japan, I think this weekend, I think it's literally tomorrow, or there today for them. There's not much to say about this other than we know that they're getting an alternate art for the Memory Boost, and that the Memory Boosts are currently in the SR slots, and there's an SR in every pack or better. Promo, SR, or Secret Rare. And as we know, there's a few Secret Rares. And alternates. Firstly speaking, I wouldn't mind picking up some of these packs in the future to try and get myself some extra Memory Boosts. As I'm somebody who runs multiple of colour decks, it's nice to have the actual cards in hand and not having to run proxies, because sometimes you forget they're in there. You go to a tournament that's obviously not proxy legal, and you have to explain, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I've got a proxy in this deck. I forgot that it's in here because I always run like this card, but it's in a different deck that I've been playtesting against. Uh-oh, my bad. BT8, a set you can still pick up on shelves. I was under the impression that this set had instantly sold out due to War Greymon. No, it's readily available. The locals, that's not really a card shop near me, has them currently in stock, and I was lucky enough to pull out a alternate art Armadillomon. I say lucky, I think it's a very fantastic art, not necessarily in price-wise, but Chimera is the second most expensive SR in that set at £11 currently, and going up. The only deck that you ever really see this in currently is Jesmon, as no other deck really has use for it right now. But as you can see, the prices are still fairly decent. If you are somebody who has some of these in the background that don't need any more, a good trade follow. Black War Greymon, on the other hand, though, for the alternate art, is a fairly expensive card. Jowgen, on the other hand, here, who has 12, to be fair. Jowgen is the UK regional champion right now. They've also won at least another big box event. So having 12 of these, I can honestly believe, as I think they've opened a ridiculous amount of this set. Yeah. But that's it for this, really. You are looking for max rarity, you are going to be spending the money on it, and fair play to you. It's a lot of money for what it is. I don't mean that negatively, I just mean it's a lot of money to max rarity it, because you're looking at like £500 at this point, because pretty much everything's been brought out. Black War Gremlin, on the other hand, is nicely sitting at this £13 mark, but is slowly going up in price, as you see. If you are getting into the game and this is a deck you want to play, proxy it first, give it a good test, play against other people, see what they say. Not everyone likes proxies, but some people just let you play, especially if it's just a friendly thing. And then if you do like it, maybe spend the money. This deck currently, I think in its cheapest form, you are looking at least £100+. And that's today. If all this stuff goes off now, and then the cheapest thing you get are like the £20 each, that's nearly £80 for a playset. And then you want to get the X antibodies, which could also be like £15 to £20 on release. As Worlds Finals is a few weeks later, a week after release, so you are having to hunt down cards that you need to play the game with. If you have a lot of BT8 hanging around, and you do have a lot of Girumons around, good news, these are worth money. These are probably the best babies in town, outside of, I think, Oop. She's getting lots of reprints, so it's not so bad anymore. But yes, you are looking for some good value tendies in these babies. If you do so happen to have a few of these around, and you know people are going to be interested in these, trade fodder is also pretty good. Some of the decent rares are the same price as this. You can trade them in for rares if you don't need any more yourself. I gave, I want to say like 10 of these away without realizing how good they were. Put me in like the Jesmon deck, and then realized like, oh, I kind of want this in everything now. Essentially, if you're not playing in a Guilmon deck, Gallantmon stuff with the EX2, you're not playing with Koromon from BT5, any other red deck will generally want to have Guri as its baby if you want draw power. Analog Youth. There's a lot of these on the market, so you don't have to worry about it driving up so soon. These people will not sell to the UK, probably because of tax. They're just awkward to deal with, because we may or may not have had Brexit, you may have heard of. But there's also some here. You don't have to really worry about this just drying off the market and not being able to find any. It does take quite a while before you look at the £2 market. There's a good full screen worth there. Obviously, postage might be the thing that kills you on the other hand. But a very good card. If you've not seen it already, Card Protagonist did a Bravemon versus Shine Greymon deck. To be honest, Analog Youth has for a very long time been an honorary purple card, because it's just very good in purple decks. But in the case of this, it's very, very good in Bravemon. You get a lot of value from that deck. So I do foresee this, obviously, not necessarily going up in price, but possibly just moving off the market slowly over time. As I said, there is 773 on the cloud market, and they're fairly cheap on eBay. But again, just keep an eye on these disappearing over time. EX4 isn't till, I think, June, maybe end of May. It would be July. So we've got a bit of time before this actually just disappears. Digimon now is a different card from the Classic Collection. There's very few cards actually worth anything set. but Machine Digimon is still the best card we have from there as a monster. Fun fact, BT11 does see a new line of cards for Machine Digimon specifically, and when that comes out, we're going to have some fun times. We do get a new Machine Digimon that's like a 2 of in the deck, and then we do get the Analog Man, which is the antagonist from World 3, Digital 2. So you are getting more support in that set. And then in BT12, we do get access to Chaostra X, which is going to be next big cool boss monster. Very cool card. I look forward to see what's going to happen in this deck. And if it actually does well in this meta, it has some issues with the Japanese meta. Promo Doraemon. You may have known this as a meme, as you may have seen it on some of the Facebook pages, or noticed yourself if you haven't wanted to upgrade at the time. These were at one point going for like 25 plus each. They were selling, but now they are coming down in price thanks to the promo we're going to be possibly seeing in the BT11 packs. I say possibly, I mean more the case if you pull it. These campaign rares, and they look fantastic. It has the summoning circle that Doraemon has, so I do like the fact they've made it look aesthetically pleasing as well as joining the artworks. They are currently up on Card Market, because Card Market does this thing where it rips the scans and then puts them into the servers, and then you have access to them. Biggest issue you do have, though, is people will start putting alt art cards for sale in the normal singles, and then you have like really weird like buying prices for a while. It just take a while for them to like resurface, but there we go. But that's everything today. I probably should have put this in the Royal Knights stuff, but it's more of the fact that it's just like prices have dropped and we've got cool new cards. Okuwagamon, the promo is still super expensive, so if you want to play Grandis, the Black Hole Greymon killer, I got some bad news for you. It's still super expensive, at the cheapest one here being $13.60. Although apparently, if you buy all 4, you may get 2 foils. Down to you. Let's have a look at the 4 one. Foil pricing, because sometimes the foils are cheaper. Yeah, foils are actually currently cheaper. So if you're interested in this, there's foils that are a little bit cheaper. And you got the normal art cards here. Again, yeah, this is probably the best counter deck to Black Hole Greymon X, but it does have a bit of an awkward matchup against everything else, because everything else is just going to smush it all it can. It also has a bit of a weird matchup against Security Control. Unless they're running the ADP Hero package, it's very bad into Security Control, so it's also a big kind of case of like, are people going to take Security Control, hope they don't see the Black Hole Greymon X's, or people taking Security Control, hoping to see everything else. That's about it, guys. Thank you for being here. Again, didn't really want to do weird market watches where people get used. Again, I don't like sort of like shifting prices. I don't want to be the cause of why like I brought this out because this guy said this. Like, this is not what this is for. This is essentially just trying to say, hey, look, grab stuff why it's cheaper. Not necessarily grab stuff because you can grab like 20 of them. That being said, though, you may have noticed I do wear a lot of Pokemon merch, and that's not necessarily because I hate Digimon. I think it's the worst thing ever. It's that Digimon has very few merch available in the UK, if any at all. I think I've seen some Japanese stuff, and I think I may have seen a couple of things that were American only. So I'm possibly going to be looking at doing some Digimon merch in the next few months. So you guys are interested, let me know in the comments, and hopefully you can see things. I'm thinking like beanies and hats, then maybe a jacket / hoodie, and then some shirts. And then probably somewhere down the future, if we get big enough on this channel, I'll probably do my own actual Agito Swiftly merch as well, so that way I can't get too much trouble with Bandai. But we'll see you guys for the next video, and hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. See you guys soon. Peace out, and goodbye, Tamers.